Good evening. Good evening. Wanted to come back to you guys with a quick video, but before I get into the subject matter of it, I want to address certain individuals in the Kell sector concerning Jennifer Bonjean, who feel like once she came on the scene to handle post-trial motions for him and a potential appeal, that they feel leave the woman alone, let her do her job. Don't try to email her, contact her, give her any type of information, things of that nature. I disagree with that because I feel like there's probably a lot of information that has been gathered by Kill supporters over the past 3+ years or so that she doesn't know anything about. So I think it would be a serious mistake to keep that information to ourselves and, not because I feel like the more information that she's made, that's made available to her, the better. So Jennifer, if you end up watching this video, definitely take heed to what it is that I'm going to discuss. And it's involving one of the accusers, Faith Rogers. So in the description box, I provided 3 links. So for those who aren't aware, Surviving R. Kelly got greenlit for production the beginning of 2018. I believe it was in April, which coincidentally was the same month that Faith Rogers filed a criminal complaint with the police in Dallas, Texas. Now, what's suspicious about that is the very next month in May, she sued R. Kelly and then went on an interview in CBS detailing her allegations against him. What's suspicious about that is the fact that the local law enforcement authorities in Dallas, Texas didn't even have time to complete their police investigation. So you file a complaint with them, don't allow them time to complete it, and then you quickly end up suing R. Kelly and then going on national TV, throwing him under the bus with those allegations when legally nothing was proven criminally was committed against you by R. Kelly. A subsequent criminal complaint was filed in New York later on that year, August 2018. So this is all information that you guys will eventually be able to see for yourselves in those links, but it's, briefly being touched on in this video. Now, in the link for Dallas, Texas, there's a paragraph saying that when she filed a complaint in April of 2018 in Dallas, it was based on her saying that, she obtained, herpes or whatever unlawfully based on a trip to Dallas with R. Kelly. But in the next paragraph, her attorney, Lee Merritt at the time, said that the criminal investigation had been transferred over to New York because that's where they had their first sexual contact. So to me, I found that conflicting because how is it that if the first sexual contact that R. Kelly and Faith Rogers allegedly had occurred in New York, how is it that the criminal complaint was filed in Dallas first? So either she had sexual contact with R. Kelly in Dallas first, and she allegedly contracted herpes from him based on that city, or they had their first sexual contact in New York and she got it there. It can't be both. That's conflicting. So my theory is the reason why they didn't wait to see what was going to happen in Dallas is because of Surviving R. Kelly being in production. And if you look at the first paragraph in the XXL link, it says that, when Faith had made her allegations the month before, R. Kelly had already had 2 accusers come out at that time. So my thinking is the accusers that came out that time was probably accuser that was in Surviving R. Kelly, And then now you got Faith coming out a month later, suing him, and then going on CBS, and she's in Surviving R. Kelly as well. So it's kind of like the groundwork is being laid in advance, because you don't want a situation when Surviving R. Kelly dropped in January 2019 and you didn't have a whole bunch of lawsuits and allegations and stuff that was being put out in the media by accusers to not be there. Because if you just have a docu-series like that dropping out of nowhere, a lot of people are going to be like, wait a minute, what the hell going on here? Or who are these people? We've never heard of them. But if you've already laid the groundwork by having accusers be on national TV making allegations against them, you got lawsuits being filed, then it lends more legitimacy to the docuseries, especially considering R. Kelly had never been under arrest, indicted, charged, or convicted of any type of sexual crime committed against the people that was in a docuseries making allegations against him. But even still, it just points to the fact of how flawed R. Kelly got done, because this is information that his previous legal team should have had access to after that docuseries dropped. So if you have that ammunition with you, especially Steve Greenberg, who was consistently in front of the cameras being interviewed and doing all of that talking, so it should have got brought up right then and there. Like, for example, Faith Rogers, we got police investigation reports out of Dallas and New York saying that these law enforcement authorities, they had nothing to go by to prove that R. Kelly committed any type of illegal, criminal, sexual crime against her. But yet and still, you got her on TV and CBS interviews, Jerika Duncan being interviewed by Dr. Oz, saying that this man sexually victimized me and gave me this herpes unlawfully. But these two law enforcement jurisdictions had already been investigated these claims, and it came back that they found nothing on R. Kelly. That's something that his legal team should have had access to and put that information out a long time ago. It shouldn't have been no reason, as far as I'm concerned, as to why she even ended up as a Jane Doe in the New York Fed indictment, especially when you got two law enforcement jurisdictions that found nothing on R. Kelly. So if they didn't find nothing, then what mysteriously did the feds have on R. Kelly that these local law enforcement jurisdictions didn't? So, Jennifer, if you end up watching this video, take heed to the links that I put in the description box. You guys comment, tell me how you feel, your thoughts or whatnot. Please like, share, and subscribe.